Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today, Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today, we are into day 5 of the upgrade of the roofing on the back of Villa Feliz. Hopefully day 5 is the magic number and we complete this task. I don't know, we'll see. It depends on if we can get all the elements in here together. But today's episode is not just going to be watching them do some work. We're going to do a little bit of work ourselves. Now, if you are in the position of doing some portions of a project and you can save a little bit of money, that's what we're going to talk about today. And specifically, we're talking about the installation of those pin lights, those very nice pin lights that will give us lighting on the back of our porch and on the side around the sunroom. Well, let's go ahead and get today started. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. As I said in the intro this morning, we are into day 5. We have a few things that we need to tidy up here. We need to do the flashing, the side flashing that goes down onto the roof. That'll be done by the decor people. The decor people also need to complete doing the securing, the additional screws to make everything nice and tight and lined up. That's their role. Whether they come today, I'm not sure. I hope they will come today. We also have the people coming in for the PVC. Remember the liner, the liner for the bottom of the roof area, and they already did this section right here. We have to do the section over on this side. Then we have electrical that needs to be done. And electrical, when I'm talking about installing these pin lights. And you are in for a very special treat today. If you have never installed pin lights and you think it maybe is a little intimidating and you really need to pay a lot of money to electrical people or a contractor to do all this, today might be a great day for you to learn how really it's not that complicated. And that's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to do some of the installation of these pin lights today. So let's go ahead and look at some of the tools and some of the materials that I'm going to use to do some of the lighting installation here on our roof. Now before we look at the tools and the materials needed, I just want to show you, I did one last night when we came home from our trip to Sunshine Farm. Now I did this one and it got dark on me, so I couldn't do any more, but I want you to see this light installed. And this is the objective of my project for today, while the other team is doing theirs. And you see how nice and fit this is? Now I'm going to show you from here, and I'm planning on putting it in the rest of the PVC that was completed just the other day. Now let's take a look at the tools that we're going to need to do this. Of course, we're going to need the light. So I have the light over here. We need to cut the hole, a very nice clean hole, so that it fits exactly right. And that's why I have this tool right here. And I will show you this hole cutting tool here in just a moment, and we'll talk about it more in detail. I need a way to connect up some electrical cable. So what I did was to make it nice and clean, I used something called tap splices. And the tap splice that we have right here, it does quick splices, and you don't have to do any stripping of any wire. And you'll see what I'm talking about when we get to this right here. We're going to need some electrical tape to clean things up. I already put up some of the masking tape, and the masking tape is where I put my point of where I have to do my drilling, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit too. Of course, it's always good to have some wire cutters and your little pliers you're going to need to help you with clamping off this little nice tap splice. And then I have a little marker here, some screwdrivers, because the screwdrivers are going to be needed to connect your wire to your light. And of course, a tape measure. You can't do anything without a tape measure. And this really only has to do with measuring to make sure we put the hole in the right place. Now let's talk about determining where you want to put your lights. Now, since our roof is on an angle, we have a slope here. See, it's not, this is straight, this is on an angle. So what I decided to do for placement for looks, for aesthetics, and for placement for the amount of light, I decided to go to this point right here. And how did I decide this point right here? Well, if you look over on the other side, that's still exposed, it doesn't have all of the PVC installed up here like here, you can see we have 4 areas open, 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the end. So what I did was I measured from the end of the fascia to where I decided I wanted to put the light. I didn't want to put it on this side since it's at an angle. We don't want it pointing into the house, so we wanted to go back as far as possible, but I didn't want to put it in the very end. It could have gone in the end, but I think for a little bit of balance, I moved it into the 3rd out of the 4th opening inside there. And what I did was, when I measured it, I know that my hole is 102 millimeters for this specific light right here. So I made sure I have enough area left over so that when I cut a hole, I don't hit that purlin right there. So when I did that, I marked from this point right here to this point right here where I wanted the center of my light to go. And then I measured from this truss to this truss over here. I divided that by 2, and that gives me my center point here. So we are equally distanced between the 2 trusses back and forth, and we're at the point from the end of the fascia to this point right here, so I don't hit the purlin that is up inside here, in this area right here. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut a hole. Now there are traditionally about 3 different ways, 3 different type of tools that you would use to cut holes. A nice clean hole inside your roofing material. Whether it be inside your house when you're putting lights up, say like if you have gypsum board in your ceiling, maybe a drop down ceiling, and you want to put it inside your house, or with PVC as we have right here. The 3 main tools you have a manual, just a hole saw tool that just goes up and down and you cut it. It doesn't really usually give you the most professional looking cut inside there, and you have to be really careful. You have to be really good to make sure one side isn't any bigger than the other, and then you have a hole where your light will stick out. Or you can have a hole cutter, a regular hole cutter tool, and the hole saw, it has a round cutting ridge all the way around, and I'll try to set up a picture of that. And that's normally what I prefer using, but I couldn't find one that is 102 millimeters at the hardware stores yesterday when I went shopping. But what I did find, I found this one, and this one right here, one tool will do any size, and it says from a minimum amount to a maximum amount, and it fell within what I needed. I needed 102 millimeters is what I need, so that this light will fit perfectly inside the hole. Now I have to caution you, if you use this tool right here, there is measurement on here. So let me go ahead and try to bring it around to the other side over here so I can show you. There is a measurement guide on here, but not always is this measurement guide 100% accurate. And I found that on this specific tool right here. It is not. It wasn't perfect. When I say perfect, the distance from your drill center to the cutting edge on one blade might not be the same from the drill to the blade on the opposite side, and here that was the case. It was not exactly correct. So what you can use a caliber, you can take a caliber and you can measure from this distance to this distance, and then this distance to this distance, and then you can get it right. And that's what I did. I had to do that. Then I recommend what you do, you take some type of a test material, whether it be a thrown away piece of PVC or even an old box like you have right there, and go ahead and drill through it and make sure that both of these tips, they cut in the same exact spot. And that's what I had to do with this right here. Okay, so now we know this is the tool that we're going to use to cut the hole. Let's go ahead and cut a hole in this area right here. We've already done that one. We'll do this one now. All right, so now we've identified where our center hole is going to be. Let's go ahead and cut the hole using the drill to go on the center portion right here, and do it very slowly and very carefully, and you'll get a perfect hole cut. And go ahead and remove the piece that you just cut out. Now you have your perfect hole. Now after I've cut the hole here, I'm just going to go ahead and continue and cut the rest of the holes for the PVC that's already been installed, and then I'll get it ready for setting up the connection of the electrical. Now that I have all the holes cut for the PVC, where the PVC has actually been installed, the next thing to do is to access the wires as I did right here, and then you can see it's very easy. Just reach your hand inside there and you can access the wire runs that your electrician or yourself had left available for you for your connections. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to use the tap splice, and the way a tap splice works is this. Now just imagine this is your electrical line inside your roof that goes to your light switch. So the way the tap works inside here is you will go inside, and one is a pass-through. This one on the outside, there's two areas right here. You see the little two notches inside here? Well, the one on the outside is where you'll put what you're tapping into, because it doesn't cut anything off. You don't destroy, you don't cut into any of your wire, and this makes a nice clean electrical connection. All right, then your next piece, and I don't have an extra piece of wire here, so we'll use the other end of this little roll. And let's pretend this wire right here goes to your light. It's going to go to our light over here. So then what you will do, you find the end that actually has the opening, which is this one right here, and you slide it in, and it will only go so far. It doesn't protrude out to the other side. Then what you'll do is you'll clamp this down. This little clamp right here will wrap around. It will cut through the insulation, but it won't cut your wire, your conductor on the inside, and it will close this off. And then you use this little clamp to do a nice clean closure on here, and what you have is you have your electrical connection, and now you have a wire that will go directly to your light, and it's clean, and there's no need for doing any stripping or anything. Now what I normally do for my pin lights, your pin lights will come in usually one of two type of configurations. Either one of these where you slide the wire into the connector and you screw it down, and then they have a safety fastener goes here that will lock it down in place so that you never lose your connection right here and it doesn't get loose inside your roofing. Or another one is the wires will already be inside here, and there'll be a wire strand that goes out to about here, and then you will have to make an electrical connection from your power to it. So this box came in, and this is kind of the older style, and I actually like the older style a little bit better. And it has a cover. When you do it, this is all covered up. This is that little clamp, and I'll show you in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and prepare the two wire connections for this right here, and then we'll clean it up before we do the installation to the wire inside the roof. Now I just installed this little protective piece right here, and this prevents this wire from sliding out should these little screws here not be tight enough. Now I caution you, if you're actually watching your electrician, make sure they do this, because on occasion they'll forget to put this in right here. And then you have this little protective cover, and it snaps into place just like this, and you have a nice clean install of your electrical wires. Now you don't have to prep anything on the end of these wires, because this connector right here is going to cut right through the insulation and go right to the conductor itself, so we don't have to worry about any exposed pieces of copper hanging out of here. Now let's go ahead and go up and do the install into the electrical wire inside the roof. Now I've made my connections. You can see the one with the loop is the pass-through, so it's a straight connection through all of the lights here. And this is our tap. This is our tap that goes into our light. Now what I will do, and I recommend you do before you do anything else, I go ahead and I dress these little connectors up with some electrical tape after I get done, because there's a potential that over time with the heat inside the roof these might crack and break off. So I put electrical tape around here for an additional dressing. But before you do that, I recommend you go ahead and test out the light. Go ahead and see if it's working. So I already asked Ness to go inside the house on the electrical switch and go ahead and turn it on. So Ness, can you turn the switch on and see if this works? There we go. Yeah. Okay. So this one's working. You can see that one's working. Okay, you can turn it off. Thank you. Always great to have a wonderful assistant, especially great to have one that you're married to. Okay, well that's it. I'm going to continue doing the rest of these lights here, And then we have to wait for the PVC team to do the rest of them. All right, now all of the lights, all the pin lights are installed on the southern side of the roof upgrade. I'll turn on the lights real quick to show you. I did electrical testing, but let me show you real quick. So now, as you can see, all the lights are installed and they are working properly. Now, before we close out today's episode, Hapone and I just want to thank you, the subscriber, for pushing us over 40,000 subscribers today. We just went over 40,000, and that is a big achievement and something that I want to thank you. For those of you who watch the channel, hit that subscribe button, and you stay part of the MPID Dream family. So, in celebration of today, a big shout out to you, the subscriber. I want to thank you very much. So you see, that wasn't too tough. That was an easy job that you could do as a DIY task on the side. If you want to save a few pesos, a few dollars on your project, well, getting a little bit of satisfaction from doing something yourself. Now, I will tell you that our vinyl install team will not be here today, so we're going to conclude this episode right here. We'll just add another episode. Our final team, I think, is coming tomorrow. So I think today will be episode 5, if I'm not mistaken, and then we will continue on episode 6. That should be the vinyl. Then I think maybe one day after that, 1 to 2 days, we'll have the deck routine back again to clean everything up, the final installation of the roofing tiles themselves and that flashing. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little MPID Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed and notified if you ring that bell next time I upload a new video. So until such time, from right here in the Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.